Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
Mindy, the news certainly with this game is the 49ers quarterback situation. But to me, it's a little bit peculiar because we talk about their favorite in the game. Certainly, they are the 49ers, right? And they have that great defense. So that maybe they're the deserving favorite. But you have Brock Purdy, which we really didn't think maybe he was hurt or questionable, but we did see all week that he had been battling an injury. So, coming into this game, he will be questionable. And here's the thing people are saying, well, you know what, if they rule him out and Josh Johnson is announced as the starting quarterback, that this line could move maybe a point, maybe two, maybe even to a pick 'em. But Brock Purdy's only played a couple of games. Look, we love Brock Purdy right now. I mean, I said even before his first, game that I thought he was a decent replacement. After I'm talking about when he came in as a sub, and then I said, no, don't worry about this. Brock Purdy might be pretty good, but Josh Johnson has a ton of NFL experience. I mean, when you're talking about the 49ers, maybe it's not so much, yes, you want to have a better maybe somebody better than all of these four quarterbacks, right? We've kind of through the Jimmy G situation, the Trey Lance situation, then through Brock Purdy and Josh. It almost doesn't matter, it seems. So would the line really change for you personally if Josh Johnson was the quarterback over Brock Purdy?
I don't think it's going to matter here at all, Ramon. I don't think it matters. All that quarterback is going to have to do is hand the ball off to, you could pick McCaffrey perhaps to run the ball.
And he was on the injury list, but he looks like he's going to play. I mean,
right. You can pick an Ayuk to run the ball, jet sweep. All you got to do is run the ball against the Seahawks defense. They're terrible. I think I would take Josh Johnson over someone like Sam Darnold personally. Maybe Darnold is maybe getting his stuff together a little bit, but I don't really see him as being this, huge game manager that's going to go ahead and win me a lot of games. And if I take a look at that Seahawks defense that just, is allowing well over 25 points a game here. They're ranked 30th now. Really not doing too much on offense now that they're, without, a couple starting running backs themselves. I mean, Geno's playing fine, but again, all you got to do is put pressure on him. And this 49ers defense is going to do that. I just think here we're going to be able to hand the ball off. And I think we're going to score a lot of touchdowns here. I kind of think that Purdy still is going to play. And I like what he had to say, after the game. He's like, I knew that this Tom Brady guy was going to keep coming after me. And all I wanted to do was keep scoring, points here. I'm going to take a look at the over, though, in this one. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I think the 49ers are just going to keep pounding it. They're not going to give up. I think they might turn the ball over here a couple times today, perhaps even a defensive score. I think there's going to be something weird like that happening. And I think the Seahawks, when they do go to the pass game, they got a couple of weapons. I definitely think that this one's going to go over the total here today. And that's going to be my free pick. I'm going to go over this 43. I definitely think that they can each probably put up a touchdown every quarter. That's kind of how I'm looking at this one.
Well, Seattle, they found another running back who's doing a pretty good job. The 49ers, they are a Super Bowl contender. The Seahawks aren't. The Niners are on this strong run. And Seattle Seaver says he might go Seahawks as well. And I think that's the way I'll end up going here. I don't want to go against the Niners necessarily, I like Purdy, but I just think let's take a look. Rodney's got a prop for us to take a look at. Lock at any time touchdown. Ron says nothing, 49ers or nothing. So it doesn't sound like he's committed necessarily to playing the 49ers here. But Rodney said, he's scored that Lockett scored touchdown in 6 straight games. And 49ers, if they do have a weakness, it's a little bit against the wide receivers. And yeah, McCaffrey, he can definitely get it done on the ground. He's on the injured list, so
True. They kind of all are, yeah.
yeah. And so look, Seattle's defense has certain weaknesses, I think, but I think the key here is taking the 3 points now. And if we do see Josh Johnson again, when I see injuries like this where it's kind of crept up a little bit, as not talking about the spread, I'm talking about the injury news, right? Because we really didn't know at the end that Purdy was having a problem or anything like that. So division game at home, you got the 12s still. Still Seattle has hope alive, right? So they'll be. Let's see. Joe says, okay. Yeah, the back looks good, but again, the thing with the Seahawks, right? It seems like they always are kind of a plug and play with these running backs for years. From different guys. Remember, even when guys like Penny and Dallas, and they would just bring a guy in there and be able to run the ball. So I think there's still a lot to be said for the way Pete Carroll can work a team. He's still probably one of the best coaches in the league. Everybody gives him a hard time and everything, right? But look, he's the guy that said, "See ya, Russell. Let's just bring, right? Let's bring in this." And they, not that Russell, we make fun of Russell now, but maybe Russell's time was just over, right? And that may be why we see Russell not doing what he used to be able to do. So, Seattle makes your moves. If anything, right? When players you're supposed to get rid of players, right? Technically, when they probably just start to lose it. If you think about, if you're a real good GM, you really should do that. But you get, contracts, and you get tied into guys, and you have, guys who have been in the organization. You don't get rid of them and stuff like that. But that was probably a good move looking back on it. Would Russell be any better now? So Ron says he loves Walker when he was in
yeah. I think he should win the Heisman, yeah, for sure.
So don't forget about Kittle, right? And we talk about every week. We haven't even mentioned him in this preview about our man Debo and the injury, but Ayuk is like he's
pretty good.
Not quite Debo, but certainly moves like him a little bit, right? And so. No, I don't. Yeah, hey, Verley's here. We haven't seen him in a while, I don't think, but we know he's been around probably. So Latifah says she's going to live bet this game. Could be some back and forth action. Nothing I love more than a game where maybe I don't have action and just start playing every time if the Niners score, take the Seahawks. When the Seahawks score, take the Niners in a close game. I love having a game like that where I end up with like a bunch of bets with plus points where you can just take 1.5 points here, 2 points there, and if you get a tight game, you can squeak
win
it in
each of them. All right, all of them, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. But since we're on the show here, and I'm going to take Seattle, and like I said, I imagine that if Johnson is named the starter, but we won't know. But I don't think we might not find out until very close to game time if there's a change here. My gut feel is that Purdy is going to be in the game. So I'll take Seattle. Mindy's going to take the over in this one on Thursday Night Football. Great comments here. I don't think we have necessarily even a consensus in the chat. And decent game.
Should be a good one.
Not an ugly game. Always going to give Seattle a chance unless they're absolutely terrible. Here comes it looks like a teaser from Daniel. So Ron wants to make a friendly wager. I don't know what I could bet with you guys as far as these apps are concerned. So we'll work on that a little bit. And I don't know if I would because I don't necessarily feel great about the side with Seattle. Because I think the Niners are still the type of team that even with you know a limited offense, with I don't want to say limited. I mean, we thought Purdy, but again, he's played 3 games, right? I mean, how good can he be, right? I mean, if he wasn't there, if he had a mediocre game, we'd be like, well, the Niners are toast. And it's funny because it's right
Right.
when Jimmy G goes down, we're like, well, first, Jimmy G goes down, we're like, well, there goes the Niners. That was their chance. I mean, even though nobody likes Jimmy's half the time, there we go. But the Niners, their coaching obviously is pretty elite, so they were able to make do. And all of a sudden, Purdy, and I just feel bad that maybe you can adopt the Mr. Irrelevant tag for him because that's what they always call the last player, and you never really hear much about him. But when a quarterback is Mr. Irrelevant and he comes out and starts to play well, then all of a sudden that narrative comes to the forefront. But Mr. Irrelevant used to be a guy that was drafted in like the 12th round. And now that the draft is just 7 rounds, the quality of player is going to be a little bit better with Mr. Irrelevant. But again, if Brock Purdy ever goes on to be something, something special, or even a full-time starter, he'll never be able to shake the Mr. Irrelevant tag, which, hey, it's just that, you'll take that tag.
I'm pretty sure he won't mind having those dollar bills in his pocket.
Yeah, he'll be, you don't mind
I'll be
having
calling
that.
Mr. Irrelevant for Mills. It doesn't matter.
Right. And again, it's a funny thing. It probably is funny already to him, but again, it used to be kind of an insult in a way. But again, the draft has been shortened over the years, so we've got a few more bets here coming in, Mindy, from the crew. Orlando's with you on the full game over, maybe even a sprinkle on the money line. Seattle rush defense, terrible, and agree. But I think you get a little bit different look at home. Again, for a guy like Purdy, the crowd isn't, it's not like we were teasing about the Louisville crowd yesterday and we made fun of that basketball game, but, Western Kentucky brought a ton of fans in there. Seattle, it's still Seattle. And for a guy like Brock Purdy, who's, played in some nice football games at Purdue, but it's a different element playing in Seattle, certainly. So there's that factor. But the Niners, other than the fact that they don't have a guy like Dak, they don't have a guy like Hurts, they're still up there with those teams because of the defense. Adding McCaffrey, they're right in the mix with those. I believe with those teams in the NFC. Mindy, it'd be tough to go into Philadelphia and win a game with a guy like a Brock Purdy or Jimmy G or whatever. But, you want defense when you're heading into the postseason, no doubt about it. So Daniel says Kittle anytime TD. So watch out for Kittle. He's one we really haven't really talked about as much. So Fonzie's on the Niners. Dave says cold and rainy.
Every single day it's cold and rainy in Seattle, isn't it?
Typical day. Latifa says definitely an under game. She's against most of you guys. And let me just say, I don't want to tip my hand a little bit, but Latifa.
Mindy Ramon challenge.
Yeah, well, I don't want to, give too much because probably going to, you know what I'm talking about over on the site. So I like I said,
challenging.
Well, because Seattle's going to want to run. You might be limited with San Francisco. Quarterback San Francisco has a great defense. I appreciate what you're saying, certainly about the over. It's a attackable number, but man, NFC West, I really was expecting it even a little bit lower. So, all right, and Latifa says she's going to be watching Beauty and the Beast during the game. I was trying, I see the Josh Groban commercials, and I thought when I first saw him, I thought it was a commercial at first for like but I guess it was a real show. So, I mean, we know the story of Beauty and the Beast. I kid you, but Verley's going to be teasing the Niners, probably leaving an open teaser and tying it in with something else maybe this weekend. So looks like me and Latifah against everybody, but on the side, I'll be Seattle. Mindy's on the over. That's a look at Thursday night football. Unless you guys got anything else, we're going to
Good
move on.
breakdown. It's going to be
Yep.
a fun one to watch. I can't wait.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's still a good game, division game. That's another factor where, my other opinion on the total comes into play.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.